Hey Shay, this is Zeke. We recorded Sunday afternoon from about 3 until about 7:15. And here's what we started with. Since you little lazy, come on, let's go downtown. Put on your dancing shoes, little lazy, come on, let's go downtown. I just want to show the people that you're the hottest lady around. Here's a juke joint down by the river, baby, where they sell that high-class booze. Let me take you down to that juke joint, baby, where you drink that high-class booze. And all the folks that say, great God Almighty, when they bust our scandalous booze. Great God, little Ashley, we'll be the hottest couple on the bluff. We'll dance until we drop, little mama, then we get up and dance some more. We'll dance until we drop, little mama, then we get up and dance some more. The dancing, baby, they have to repair the flow. Great God, little Ashley, we'll strut our stuff. I'm gonna trust my little car to take us down to Lover's Lane. Woo-hoo. I'm gonna trust my little car to carry us down to Lover's Lane. When I get to thinking about that little Ashley, it drives me stone insane. Great God, little Ashley, just can't get enough. Let's play it now.
Radio.rocks, and it's time for another time to go inside the disc, where we take an in-depth look at the music and the message in the Mother Earth Media's time spent with this it's going to be a special one. It's a very special inside the disc. It was our Blues Player of the Year, and we're going to Memphis and check in with Mr. Zeke Johnson. You there, Zeke?
I'm sitting right here.
How you doing today?
Doing well.
Yeah, so I had to twist your arm. I had Mark up there with the Memphis Blues Society twist your arm to come on the show. You know, I mean.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. I tell you what. Let's start at the beginning. 1943. Was it Ripley, Mississippi?
Ripley, Mississippi. Yes.
Let's go back there.
Okay. Well, very quickly, just what's delightful about a small town. My sister was 8. My closest sister, Betty, was 8. And she was watching the movie at the Dixie Theater. I wish I remember the name of the movie. They stopped the film and announced over the PA, Betty Jean Johnson, go to Tate Clinic. Your little brother is here. And that's how I started life. And then that rascal came over and looked at me and started crying and said, "Oh, he's so ugly." But that's all right. Yeah, I still have very, very fond memories of Betty. She was a good lady.
Yeah, you know, growing up in Mississippi, it must have been wasn't the blues everywhere?
Well, actually not. We were in the hill country, northeast Mississippi. And of course, actually, the hill country blues of Mississippi is northwest. We were mainly, my area was mainly just country and western. My daddy used to listen to, on Saturday mornings, we'd listen to the Gene Steele show. Gene Steele was a steel player. And then we'd listen to, they would always do the Swallows from Capistrano thing, and here I was trying to be a big tough boy, and I'd about to cry, and thank goodness the Cisco Kid had come on, and that would relieve it all. But yeah, my early music influences, like most, were the church, and then after church, there was country and western. I certainly knew a lot more about WC. I knew a lot more about Hank Williams Sr. when I was a child than I did about any of the blues men.
Well, Jimmy Reed complained about the boss man, talking about how mean that he could be. Work you have to do. Great God Almighty, without no hint of sympathy. Barely pay you what you worth, wouldn't let you get no rest. Wanted to treat you like you's one of the worst when you're doing your doggone. I can't hang with that job. Gotta find somebody who treats me right. You know, this is a lady in Miami. She can be tough as nails, but she can also be sweet. Calls herself boss lady, dances like crazy. Yeah, that's a gal I'd like to go to work for Miss Boss Lady. I be thinking about when the work is done. Maybe do some dances, try my chances. Oh, great Lord, that would be fun. they say she asks some crazy questions. Want to know what you would if you could. Sometimes, y'all, when I start talking about that stuff, I say way more than I should. I fancy myself a fool with the ladies. Hope it ain't just all in my mind. So I'll present my credentials to the boss lady. Let her tell me what she finds. Can't hardly wait to go to work with this boss lady. Y'all, I think that gig would be stone.
The old bluesman I knew, I didn't get into them until actually I got out of the Marines. I was just
Time is too
21
far,
years old.
mama.
When'd you pick up the guitar? I mean, I was reading a little bit about you. You know, you're semi-famous guy there, Mr. Johnson, and it says that. Oh, you're welcome. But it says that you had the opportunity to learn piano, but you just you were too busy playing ball.
That's right. And the only one I was anywhere close to good at was baseball. I wasn't very good at that either. And Mama or Betty, either one, would have gladly taught me piano. And I don't have many regrets in life. That's one of them. That certainly is one of them. Daddy bought me a guitar during the Elvis craze, and he said, "Son, I'm throwing away my money." I was 12, and he was right. I never learned anything on it at the time. I was a trombone player from 6th grade to sophomore in college. I actually spent a year at Ole Miss on band scholarship. But when I came out of the Marines, I always tell people this is my crossroads story. No deal with any devil unless it was in my sleep. I came out of the Marines with $950, too late to get back in school, and living at my mother's house, practically expense free, and I had good records and good places to hang out. And I also had wonderful motivation from a friend who now lives in Texas. He's in College Station. And when I bought my first, honest to God, store-bought guitar, because a girlfriend had given me a little Silvertone, tiny little Silvertone that I later passed on to a young kid that I knew. I bought a Gibson B25, and I'll remember it to my dying day. He said, "Zeke, you damn fool, you just threw away $150. You'll never learn to play that thing." And deep in my soul, I said, "Thank you, Gordon. Thank you so much." So the very first words I say on my very first CD, Old and Young, is Corina for Gordon, because Gordon was so important, and motivated me to learn. I just had to show it. I just had to.
It's pretty wild. Was it country that you started playing, since that was kind of your influences, or when did you get into the blues?
I got in the first real blues awakening I had was in the 9th grade. I heard, I can't remember, his name was Joe, Joe Derringsburg and the Dixie Flyers. And they put out a blue, a little 45. I can see that light blue, that sky blue color on that record label. One side was the Yellow Dog Blues, and the other side was a kind of little calypso thing called Martinique. And when I heard the Yellow Dog Blues, I said, I've got to learn more about that. Then shortly thereafter, I went and saw Nat Cole in the W.C. Handy's Story, which had it had a second, it premiered in Hollywood, and then had a second premiere in Memphis, down on Main Street. And then one other thing, my band, we were strictly a military marching band. And we finished a parade, and at that time during segregation for the black community, this was in Cotton Carnival. And they had a celebration known as the Cotton Makers Jubilee. We got out early. We put our instruments in the bus, and we're just allowed to roam downtown for a while. And we got to the corner of Main and Beale, and here came the Booker T. Washington Marching 100, 10 by 10. And they were wearing trench coats and shades and pinch brown hats, and they were playing Peter Gunn. And those two things, plus when I first heard Elvis, I mean, that changed everything.
You got to see him from the waist. I mean, you got to see the entire Elvis, did you not? Because my mom said.
I saw him. I met him a week before he got famous.
Okay.
I never knew him, but I got his autograph. He played a benefit show at Hume's, his old high school, where I was in the 7th grade, a week before he went on the Dorsey Brothers show. So I was in the test audience for Heartbreak Hotel.
Wow, you got to see him, the whole thing. My mom says that they only shot on TV Elvis from the hip up. They never.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That was the wild days back when I guess the Dick Van Dyke show. If two couples, if a married couple was in a bedroom, one of them had to have one foot on the ground. I mean, we come a long way.
Yeah, or for the longest time, it was part of the code that married couples had to sleep in twin beds.
Yeah, Lucy.
Yeah, and evil could not go unpunished. Some movies they actually had to change the ending so that the bad person wouldn't get away with it. And it was a strange environment, to say the least.
Some bizarre warehouse or something, I think over near Pauline Street, which he said at the time, he said, I believe this is the best sound in town. And then he said that about Ward Archer until he finally built the Zebra Ranch. But anyway, he liked this song. I think this song may go all the way back to 69, yeah. Well, the Tom baby coming up over the road. Well, the Tom baby coming up over the road. Old men dying, little baby children crying, and the Tom baby coming up over the road. In a little river down where I used to stay, called the Tom baby. Before they channeled it, it was a little bit of a river that always had an ambition to be a big river. And it's pretty often going over its banks, and we kind of got used to that. Every now and then, though, it busts a levee. We never got used to that. Well, the levee can't hold a Tom Bigby back no more. Well, the levee can't hold a Tom Bigby back no more. Here's a hole in the levee's lodge like it been broke by a dynamite charge. And the Tom baby coming up over the road. Mr. Eisenhower was president at that time. Mr. Hugh White was governor of Mississippi. Mr. Hugh White was a Democrat, Southern Democrat. Mr. Eisenhower was a Republican. But they didn't let none of that get in the way in this kind of thing. It didn't let money get in the way. Didn't even let race get in the way. They just got together and they helped folks. Mr. Hugh White got on the phone. Mr. Hugh White called Eisenhower. He said, please. Mr. Hugh White called Mr. Eisenhower. He said, please, help me bury my dead. Run the comfort to the living men. Tom baby coming up over the road. Yeah, Tom baby coming up over the road. Well, the Tom baby coming up over the road. Old men dying, little baby children crying, coming up.